Hi everybody, Mark Mulligan. Give you some more information on reselling and selling on eBay. We've been doing a lot of different things lately, and we've diversified as much as we could these days in some other kinds of products. We still do a lot of golf clubs and golf kinds of motif items, but we're doing a lot of other things. In fact, today, we kind of found something, that maybe it was a couple weeks ago. This is called an ugly face mug. And this mug here is made by the Mulligan group. They're in California. They're handmade. It's pottery. And they're very, very rare. I mean, as far as collectibles go. And this mug here I paid about $8 for. And I looked it up, and it's worth about $60 to $80. It's really neat. You can see it's got the ugly face on it. It's kind of custom, just beautiful. It's got the tag in it. And so it's handmade stoneware, Laguna Beach, California. So I've got it listed for about $69, and I've already got a lot of interest. I had one guy offer me $35 for it, and I refused it. So I highly recommend you look for these mugs, the Mulligan stoneware mugs. Another thing we got here was this Coleman light and siren security system. Really neat. It works. All the lights work. It's for camping. It's very rare. It was probably made in the 80s, and I think I paid $10 for it at a garage sale. And right now I've got it listed for $50. They're selling actually for much higher than that. It's a collectible. It works. Pretty neat. It's got everything on it. It's got a television in the front, so you can put the antenna up, and of course it's black and white, so that'd be something exciting for your kids to see. In addition, I've been buying some copper pots and pans and stuff, and what I do is I reposition these as trophies. This sells as a vintage item, and it's really neat. This is older and everything. I'm not sure exactly what came from, but I'll position this as a golf trophy or a trophy for a cooking club or something, so that people will not necessarily use it for a coffee pot, but use it as something to give to somebody. It has much more value. So this pot I paid $10 for, and we'll end up, it's online right now for about $50. So again, if you get 5 to 10 times what you paid for something, that's what you really got to have in this reselling business. I've told you that before, that eBay and the different platforms that you sell online, by the time you get done with the shipping and their fees and everything, it's going to add about 20% to the product. So if I paid $10, I'm probably going to have about, $2.50 to $4 in the platform fees, and then maybe another $5 in shipping. So you got to sell this for $50 to get, your fees out of it. So you may have $20 into it. Another thing we got was this 8-track player, and it works. It's great. This actually has Engelbert Humperdinck 8-track. He gave that to me with it, and so this here paid $12 for, and it has some real nice speakers too. And so we're going to we have it listed for $100. And I've got all kinds of people looking at it right now online. So pretty cool. And another thing that's really been selling well are textbooks. This happens to be a medical surgical book, and this is for, I think it's for MA, medical assistant, or LPN. This is Bruner and Sudar. And of course you can buy these for a couple bucks, maybe a buck at Goodwill on Dollar Day. And then some of them sell. We just sold a book for $150, and it was a newer book, child development kind of a book, psychology book. So this book here I have listed for about $40. That's what it shows up in some of the platforms. Another thing that's kind of neat is this trophy. This is a vintage trophy. It's mahogany wood, or a walnut, I guess. I guess it's a walnut with a pewter deal. It's Moon Valley Country Club Championship, 1969. So they really made the trophies in those days really nice. And so this here will sell, and that thing right there is listed for about $50 right now. We also have some little jewelry boxes, tea boxes. This is really nice. This is a wood box. Paid $1.50 for it, and this will sell. I have it listed for about $15. So one other thing here on the table here is this is actually a Game Time sports schedule watch. You plug it in, and it actually tells you when the next game is coming up. You plug everything in. It syncs to your computer. Kind of neat. We only paid $5 for it at an estate sale. I don't know why they didn't want it. Never been used. Just beautiful. And so it's something unique. Anytime you can buy stuff that's unique, that's not being made, that's where you're going to make your money. So another thing we're getting into is clothing. And this show you right here. This is a St. Croix sweater, 100% wool. It's a sheep wool, and I used to wear them all the time. The St. Croix. Those sweaters 20 years ago were over $80, and now they're probably $125, $140. So I got that for $2 at a Savers on Wednesdays, and we already sold it for $50. So that is a dark blue, solid 2XL. I always try to get the extra larges because people definitely that are bigger don't like to go out shopping as much. And that is a rare sweater. You don't see them very often, but it's a great sweater. It sold right away. I mean, I had it in about 2 days. It sold. I'm shipping it out today. So another thing we're getting into is suits. And over here you'll see a suit. It's kind of interesting. We went to an estate sale, and the guy had 10 suits they were trying to sell. A bunch of them were 3-piece suits. Johnny Carson and some of those types of suits. You can sell those anywhere between $60 and $100. One thing you have to do is you do have to measure the chest. So you just measure the front, and if it's 22 inches from armpit to armpit, that's a 44-inch suit. So then you measure the waist. It might be 21, and then so that's a 42 in the waist area. And the arms you have to measure, and then you would go to a chart online, and it tells you what the real size of the suit. So that might be a 45 regular or 44 regular with those dimensions. And those suits are, a lot of them sell, of course, in the Midwest where it's cooler and stuff. But oftentimes, you know, some suits $2,000 to $3,000. The Armani's and that kind of thing. But you want to learn about that. You want to know what you're buying and make sure that you can at least recover your investment. I paid $4 for each of those suits. They were delighted to get $50 from me. I'd gotten a couple sweaters also. So when you go to these estate sales, a lot of times you get the size of all the stuff being the same size. And if it's the good product, because the guy was high end, you get the price that you want for them. Another thing we're getting into is women's leather jackets. And again, you pay $1 or $2 on dollar days or at certain estate sales. And this jacket here is a beautiful woman's jacket. We just sold an Ashley Stewart jacket for $50. Shipped that out a couple days ago. Paid $1 for it. Some of those jackets sold brand new for $400 or $500. So that's the kind of jackets and product that you can get if you get the right days going for yourself. Another thing we have been doing is, well, of course I'll talk a little bit about golf clubs. Just got these clubs. These are a whole set of golf clubs. They're Gary Player with their oversized, they're beautiful set. I got 4 woods, a couple of hybrids with them, and the bag, everything. I paid $20, but included in it was a ping putter. And it was a real nice ping putter, and I already sold it for $25. So I'll go in, I'll separate some of those, the good stuff. If there's a good putter, and sell it individually. Now I've already paid for the clubs, so everything I get from that bag will be gravy. That set of clubs I'll try to sell on Craigslist, because I don't like to sell the full sets on eBay because the shipping is really a hassle. So you end up selling on Craigslist, we'll get about $75. It's worth probably much more, but I do like pricing it right so they move quick. And on this side, we got a ladies set, beautiful set. This is an LPGA Classic. And this set here ended up, we paid $20 for it, including the bag. And sure enough, that set is already sold. We sold it for $65. So it's sold right away. Women's sets really sell quick, as I've mentioned before. The guys like to buy their wives or their daughters a set of golf clubs, kind of cheaper, to see if they really like the game. And if they do, then they'll go out and upgrade them. But for $50, that's about what they're willing to pay at that time. So, in addition, I've been buying a lot of training clubs. And this is a heavyweight putter. And so this putter is a swing weight. You have it, it's heavy, and so it ends up, hitting the ball, and it's firm, and so you get a chance to, get it going real good. Another thing that's really hot are hybrids. I just sold this club this week. This is a 31-degree Cornetta Golf hybrid, and it's a beautiful club. I actually hit it. It goes 150, 160 yards, and it is already been sold. The guy, I let him play it, and he bought it. Another really good club we got, and I bought a bunch of clubs, and then this came in the package. I bought 3 sets of clubs, a bunch of putters, etc. And this is a Rosa, tailor-made Rosa club. And this club, brand new, is probably $250, $300. It's now, I probably feel like I got about $20 into it, and we'll sell for $45 to $50. That's what I have it listed at right now, $50. Some of them have them listed for about $80, but great club. Let's see, as I mentioned, the hybrids are really hot right now. And so this is a V88 woman's club. This club will sell. I got the whole set. What I did with these clubs is I broke them down. And so I ended up putting them on eBay. And so if people lost a club or some broke one or whatever, they will use that club. Here's a nice putter. This is a Revolution putter. It's got the suction cup on the end, so you can take and pick up a golf ball with it. You just stick it in the hole, and a golf ball will stick on it, so you don't have to bend over. It's really kind of a neat club too. So we also got this cool Budweiser man cave sign. Pretty neat. Paid $10 for it. I got it listed for $50. This will sell very quickly. A lot of guys like these for their man caves and or around their bar areas. I got that at a garage sale, and that was pretty neat. Also, got another television, old vintage television, Emerson. This has got a radio and stereo and everything on it, cassette player. Pretty neat. Paid $10 for it. This thing will sell easily for $50 or $60. I have it down for $100 right now. So the eBay business and everything has been kind of interesting. We have about 400 items on our eBay store. We've now become top rated with which really is kind of neat. There was a time where we actually got below standard because we didn't ship out as quickly as we should have. We didn't know. And now we ship out same day, and we just got our top standard. We are able to do up to 600 items, and as soon as we hit that, I'm sure we'll be upgraded. So our goal is to have over 1,000 items listed. And when you have about 1,000 items listed, you can expect to sell 2 or 3, 4 things a day.